Hey guys, looking for new war games to play in 2025? Then you're in the right video. We've started the list with Trench Tales, a story-focused third-person action game set in a dark alternate world between World War I and World War II. The game combines elements of survival and horror games, with inspiration from titles like Resident Evil, but with a modern approach to the genre. Players take on the role of a lone warrior, summoned to a desolate realm by enigmatic forces, with a mission shrouded in secrecy. The goal is to unravel the mystery of the summons, confront the evil forces that brought him there, and finally find his way back to his world. The next game on the list is 83, developed by Blue Dot Games. It's a large-scale FPS set during the Cold War that promises a realistic and competitive experience. The game was announced in 2019 by veterans of the Rising Storm and Red Orchestra franchises, but development was halted for a while. 83 is an FPS that puts players in squads on massive maps, fighting for objectives that influence the outcome of the battle. The game features a variety of weapons and military equipment from the era, including ground and air vehicles. The game takes place in a Cold War setting where tensions between Western and Soviet superpowers escalate into a global conflict.
The choices your squad makes when capturing objectives matter. Teamwork, effective use of vehicles and equipment, or well-timed fire missions can all provide the necessary tactical advantage to win the battle. 83 is currently in development, and we aim to launch it on Steam Early Access within 1 year. Please support the game by wishlist.
Phantom Line takes place on the European continent, devastated by nuclear war. Players take control of operators from Mortfield Industries, a mysterious megacorporation that investigates and contains anomalies. The story revolves around a Mortfield research facility located in the Iron Corridor, a region of Eastern Europe marked by international tensions and paranormal activity. Phantom Line is a cooperative shooter for up to 4 players. Players can choose from a variety of weapons and equipment to combat anomalies, which range from monstrous entities to distortions in space-time. The game features an intense and strategic combat system, with a focus on teamwork and coordination. The game is a great option for fans of cooperative horror games, war games, and open-world games. Roman Empire Wars is a real-time strategy game being developed by Emperor Games, and will be released on Steam on September 4th. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater takes place in 1964 during the Cold War and features an engaging story that explores the origins of Big Boss and the complex relationships between the characters in the series. The remake promises a faithful experience to the original game, with updated graphics and enhanced gameplay. The game will also feature the original voice actors, ensuring an authentic experience for fans. The The release of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is a sign that Konami is investing in its Metal Gear Solid franchise. It's possible that Konami is also planning remakes of other games in the series, such as Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty.
And you are one of them.
Why'd you come back? There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss.
I still have the Shagohod and the legacy. There is nothing America can do to stop us. I'm not finished yet.
PANZERKAMPF is a team-based multiplayer tank game with World War II tank battles that will be released in 2025. Developed by Krieg Games, the game gives players the opportunity to pilot historical tanks. PANZERKAMPF uses high-definition rendering technology, offering detailed graphics of tanks and environments, advanced particle effects, and realistic sounds of tank engines and weapons. The game offers various game modes, including Deathmatch, Team Flag Capture, Battle Royale, and others, which will be released gradually. Players can customize their tanks with different types of camouflage, stickers, and emblems, as well as upgrade their weapons, engines, and other parameters. The next game in the Battlefield franchise is generating a lot of hype among fans, especially after the ups and downs of Battlefield 2042. Apparently, the new Battlefield will be set in modern times, marking a return to the series' roots after the criticism of Battlefield 2042's futuristic setting. EA is looking to create a game that is a reimagining of the series, with a focus on a truly connected ecosystem for players. Vince Zampella, one of the project leaders, suggested that the game may abandon the 128-player maps that were introduced in Battlefield 2042 in favor of more focused and optimized matches. The development team is the largest ever dedicated to a game in the franchise, which demonstrates EA's commitment to delivering a high-quality product. Dangerous Connections is a first-person shooter set in the Cold War, more precisely in 1987. You take on the role of American spy Dan Morris, nicknamed the Moscow Mule, specializing in operations behind the Iron Curtain. The game features an interesting narrative, with memorable characters. In addition to typical weapons and vehicles of the era, you will have access to a range of spy gadgets, which adds a strategic layer to the gameplay. The plot is centered on intrigue and conspiracies, which should appeal to fans of complex narratives full of twists and turns. For those interested in first-person shooters with a Cold War and espionage theme, Dangerous Connections promises to be an interesting experience.
No, Morris, you're coming back now!
Thy will again, Morris.
Doke? What are you doing here?
Task Force Admiral is a 3D naval war simulation game that puts the player in command of American aircraft carriers in the Pacific War of 1942. Task Force Admiral is a real-time strategy game that allows the player to command a task force of U.S. Navy aircraft carriers at the beginning of the Pacific War. The player takes on the role of Admiral and is responsible for leading their air groups and support forces to destroy enemy naval forces and prevent the Japanese Navy from achieving its objectives. The game offers a unique and innovative gameplay experience, combining elements of classic war games with modern simulation mechanics. The game features over 90 different classes of ships, all carefully researched and recreated with accuracy. Broken Arrow is developed by Steel Balalaika and published by Slytherin, and puts players in the middle of a fictional modern conflict between the United States and Russia. The game offers a high level of control, allowing players to customize their unit equipment and plan large-scale operations. It stands out for its urban battlefields and action-packed combat, with hundreds of customizable units. Players need to carefully manage their resources to build units, research technologies, and maintain their operational bases. The game features a challenging artificial intelligence that offers an interesting gameplay experience for solo players. With the promise of innovative features, Broken Arrow has the potential to become one of the most popular strategy games of 2025. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.